in September. This year, what a year for hopes and dreams to be stretched thin to their seams, held together by a bunch of positive intentions that should have led back to a bunch of good impacts. But our courageous mentions floated like raised flags, signaling that we will not abandon our post, and mostly we would try to pass on our confident torches even as the sinking feeling set in. Then, in that first week, timidly and vividly, we saw the ghosts of markers past on the whiteboards, like memories not quite wiped clean. Old due dates, kindness quotes, and reminder notes made us remember that to-do lists are never ending. Yeah, I was among the masses of teachers standing in digital masked classes and speaking to faceless spaces. Kids didn't want to sound off, stand out, speak up, or even show themselves. What teenager willingly gives all of that up? As we grasped the gaps before us, we leapt hoping that our tenacity would be enough, that our kindness would be enough, that our between the bells tools would be enough. Had we been in tune with our social fluencies as well as our students were, we might have chosen differently and taken the year off too. In September, we walked in patiently and patently down divided hallways and play yards, compartmentalizing spaces with the efficiency of snails. Did we honestly think that herding these cool cats would be easy? Waiting for numbers to fall and grades to grow, and by the end of that first month, well, what do you know, we were on our knees, and it began to show that nothing could ease the stress that comes with the first sneeze. And so began our undoing. And we knew that this year would be different, specifically because you and me had to move intrepidly into a school year that no one could prep for, but we did. August were spent letting hope live rent-free in our minds, sharing stories and courses that random finds could barely make it off the page just one semester prior. Overnight, we felt our fire stolen and we were shook, but still were willing to fight because ignoring our everyday fear of being fearless was more important than our grade books. Around November, protection became misdirection, information became myth, and we were left with only each other to lean on. You good? I'm good. Good. But we weren't good. And so on and so on and so on. Safe throwaways like have a good weekend or see you tomorrow felt heavy like a prayer and smelled like hand sanitizer. It was a tribute and a charm. It was a promise against harm and a protection meant to keep all kids off the COVID radar. It was also the ultimate and strangely singular assessment tool that covered all categories. You good was simultaneously diagnostic, formative, and summative. We'd do anything to keep us from being the center of the conversation in any way, especially when they'd say, hey, but they seemed so healthy yesterday. As school expanded beyond the bells, we made living rooms into classrooms, pets became mascots, we gave parents honorary teaching degrees, and we adopted students. And reading the Zoom correctly meant saying hello to siblings and stuffies and maybe hearing fire alarms and seeing dad crying and wondering if that sound was someone washing the dishes really, really loudly in the background. We answered questions like, can I show my cat? Is it time to go home? Do I have to wear pants? Are you wearing pants? Tomorrow, do we have to come back? Where's the work? Yo, can I get a snack? We did all this while making sense of poetry and addition and world events and our relationships. I remember hearing my own children ask for permission to go to the bathroom. I said, you do not have to ask for permission. They said it wasn't permission, it was polite. The teacher worries. After that, walking in and walking out of their camera frame became more solemn and definitely more respect-filled. The many challenges managed us, yet we kept going and showing up and stopped thinking that we were all knowing and what to do, because we didn't. And even though empty halls felt like time travel or falling through a multiverse of memories one after another, we wanted this year to matter, to be something greater. So we leapt and flipped into our classrooms and hallways and study halls because duty calls, and yes, some of us wept. And yes, some of us kept our feelings pent up and posted for only our closest of friends to see. Now, the impact of that tactic made many act like if they did react, someone would knock them back, unfortunately. But we kept going, not knowing that the unlearning was beginning to show. And though it was not said out loud and proud as it should have been, HOPE, hope was starting to grow. We were winning. And in some ways, the virus going viral led to upward spiral after spiral of tidal thinking that the end was near. And damn it, we would be in a good way this year. Not like last year. So we extended all deadlines without any catch, reached out our kindness and compassion to match, made every moment full of welcome and cheer, waited and waited patiently through tears, spoke with more reverence of parent support, found new ways to connect besides mark reports. We stopped assuming school fits everyone. We collaborated and shared to get the work done. Some final words. To those who learn that distance can make our hearts fonder and softer and pushed our thinking farther, making teachers wander and wonder and reach places undiscovered, thank you. To the parents and guardians or whomever was able to support us in class from their kitchen table, thank you. To the educators that braved the weather and still saw hope in the tunnel and humans all riding the same train together, thank you. To the leaders and doers, your pivots helped move us and groove us to imagine new limits. Thank you. To the keepers and listeners, to the breakers and fixers, to the fighters and defenders, to the injustice enders, to the caregivers and beholders, to the bridges and shoulders for the kindness of strangers and the science that saved us from danger. In September, we walk back into school because of you. Thank you.